We're going to start asking questions in about 5 minutes, so if you want to start lining up, that'd be great. I'm not asking any Star Trek or Transformers questions, but feel free if you'd like to. I will ask one pacing question, though, to Mr. Jackson. Because I've seen some fan sites ask this. You know, in your mind, Pacey and Joey, right now, what up? Would they still be together? Yes, I just asked that.
Yeah, there'd be a couple kids in who would live in a little shack on the side of Cape Side somewhere. I have no idea. I haven't really put too much time into thinking about that.
I just lost whatever journalistic credibility I might have had. So. All right. There's been rumors of a Fringe comic book, has there not, JJ?
Indeed.
And what's the latest on that?
It's pretty cool. One of the things we thought would be fun to do would be to tell some stories about the characters and kind of create sort of almost like a peripheral world. So this idea came up, and actually, Bryan, if you want to talk about it too, sure.
Well, what? If Bob talks about it, it's not real. It's a conspiracy. We've been putting it together. We have a whole team of people who've been writing about it. We've actually been talking about the history of Walter and William Bell, which we reference a lot in the pilot. But all that will come to fruition in the show. We start talking about the history of it and setting it up in the backstory through the comic book. And I think it's something we haven't done before. We've talked about it. We've talked about doing it on Alias. We talked about doing it on Lost. So this feels like the first proper show where it allows us to create a comic book that really is organic to the show.
For those of you who are still awake, fantastic. That was excellent. I'm just kidding. Joking. Awesome. The thing that also is great about obviously doing comic books, when you can do TV, there are certain things you can't do in television just because of budget, but it basically costs the same amount of money to do a frame of, two guys talking in a room as it is to do a massive tsunami. So the fun of doing a comic book is that it lets you go beyond certainly what the constraints are, practically speaking, on TV. But it'll be a fun book.
Yeah. And this whole campaign for Imagine the Impossibilities, the scavenger, anything you'd like to say about that? Or, again, no? People have said that there are things that we should say, but I feel like I'd rather not, because it's like stuff that will just, things about like getting clues outside when you leave, and I sort of feel like that, to ever tell someone where you can find a clue is sort of the opposite of a fun game. Like, and there's a clue right there. Don't tell me that's a clue. Let me figure it out. There are things we're doing in the show that I think are kind of fun. Like, I don't know if you know, like, the whole, Hirschfeld comics, well, not comics, but drawings. They were in the New York Times, used to have it. And he would hide Nina, which is his daughter's name, in the images. And it would say right next to his name a number, and that's how many Ninas were in the picture. I just, as a kid, always loved that. And so I would, always look for the Ninas. So there are things like that in the show that we're doing. No one cares, probably. It's one of those things, I don't know if anyone cares, but, it's stuff that we love. So even though you can look at a Hirschfeld picture and go, oh, look at that, that's great, I get what that is, and not care about the Ninas. If you want to play and you want to find the Ninas, you can. So in Fringe, among the things we're doing is we're putting, clues about the next episode.